Good morning and good afternoon, actually, and welcome to the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development's Substance Misuse Prevention Show, Urban Review. And we want to start off by letting you know that the thoughts and opinions expressed by this show, on this show, are not necessarily the thoughts and the opinions of the White House, which is the funding arm of this program. It is the Office of National Drug Control Policy and that provides our funding. And so we want you to know that our thoughts and opinions might not necessarily be in alignment with them. And so as we embark upon today, we know that today is, we have a call from one of our callers. Let me untangle the phone here. Yes, absolutely, we can talk. Thank you, and happy Juneteenth to you. Well, my caller just called in and reminded me that today is a special day for all people here in America. It's a national holiday, and that holiday is Juneteenth. And my caller asked that I talk about Juneteenth a little bit and tell everybody what Juneteenth is. Well, Juneteenth is a day that marks the emancipation of enslaved Black Americans. It is always observed on June 19th, and it became a U.S. federal holiday in 2021. Following the signing of a bill by former President Joe Biden. For a long time, regional holiday, it has been a regional holiday in the South. Juneteenth rose in prominence across our country following the protests that swept the world in 2020 over the police killings of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Rayshard Brooks, and other Black Americans. Juneteenth is a combination of the words June and 19th. It is also known as Emancipation Day. It commemorates the day in 1865 after the Confederate States surrendered to end the Civil War when a Union general arrived in Galveston, Texas to inform a group of enslaved African Americans of their freedom under President Abraham Lincoln's 1863 Emancipation Proclamation. Texas officially declared Juneteenth a holiday in 1980. At least 28 states in the District of Columbia now legally recognize Juneteenth as a state holiday and give state workers a paid day off. The state of Michigan recognized a Juneteenth as a state holiday in 2023. Although in part a celebration, the day is also solemnly observed to honor those who suffered the horrors of slavery in the 400 years since the first captives Africans arrived in the colonies that would eventually become the United States in 1619. Now, what is the significance about Juneteenth this year? This year's Juneteenth celebrations come amid ongoing efforts to dismantle diversity, equity, and inclusion across the federal government and weaken civil rights legislation. The issuance of a series of sweeping executive orders that advocacy groups and experts warn might deepen inequities and undo decades of progress made toward enshrining civil rights protections. There has also been a removal of historical content about Black Americans and other communities of color from government websites, even though sometimes it's only been briefly because of Congress and legislative acts that have had those materials restored. This year, the White House has announced no formal plans to mark the Juneteenth holiday, which was celebrated with large parties, which were attended by thousands of guests on the South Lawn under former President Biden. It remains clear if the executive leadership will participate in any events on today. Now, in its 5th year as a federal holiday, all U.S. government employees and any private businesses that participate have the day off from work. Not all state governments recognize the holiday, however, meaning that some state employees in those states are expected to work. To enshrine Juneteenth in any state, its legislator would have to pass bills to make it a permanent holiday, and we're happy and pleased that it got signed into legislation here in the state of Michigan in 2023, and we thank Governor Gretchen Whitmer for signing that executive order, or that legislation. Race remains a sensitive issue in the United States. 5 years after tensions flared over Floyd's killing at the hands of the police, which led to calls for sweeping criminal justice reform and attention to other racial inequities. Federal reform efforts have largely stalled or failed to pass, and the Department of Justice has dropped police oversight in the last month, spurred by Floyd and other Black Americans. Across the nation, some conservatives are trying to change the way Black history is taught in public schools. Another sign of the deep tension in the United States, which imposed a draconian system of racial segregation on Black Americans following emancipation. We call that period Jim Crow. A January executive order banned schools from teaching indoctrination of students based on race and gender, which has received pushback from educators nationwide. Yet advocates have pledged to continue to push for racial justice reforms. Today, Americans are marking the 160th anniversary of the emancipation with festive meals, music, gatherings, freedom walks. And we know that traditionally celebrations have and will continue to include parades and marches, and those type of activities are going on across the city of Detroit, across Wayne County, across the state of Michigan. And we know that people are reading books about African American heritage and history, attending festivals and cookouts and musical performances, and dining at Black-owned restaurants. And others are likely to be more somber and use this day to draw attention to the ongoing racial inequities that exist in today's world and in today's America. We also know that we have a significant amount of people that are paying homage and honor to those individuals who fought for freedom that they never experienced themselves. And we know that today, here we are on television and experiencing opportunities and living lives that our ancestors could not even imagine. But we're having the privilege because they fought for our freedom, a freedom that they never experienced. And we must continue that fight to provide opportunities for our future generations, and they might be opportunities that we ourselves will not be privileged to experience, but we must fight for them in our future. And so as we prepare to take a break and hear from our sponsors, we want to thank everyone in our past that paved the way for us today, and we want to ask everyone to acknowledge and celebrate Juneteenth, the acknowledgement of the Emancipation Proclamation of 1863. Thank you, and we will be right back after a word from our sponsors.
My fear is not being myself and putting others in harm whenever I'm under the influence. Did you know drivers with a BSC of .08 are 4 times more likely to get in a crash than those with a 0?
There is a reason why the legal drinking age is 21. Underage drinking is ugly because teens who start to drink before the age of 15 are 12 times more likely to be unintentionally injured.
Over 300 fatal crashes and almost 4,000 injury crashes were alcohol related.
Death is ugly, especially senseless avoidable accidents. Yet on average, every 52 minutes, an alcohol-impaired driving fatality occurs.
Fines and fines are ugly and I want to get paid, not owing anybody money. If everyone obeyed new driving policies with a BAC of no more than 0.05, alcohol-impaired driving fatalities, injuries, and total costs could decrease by 71 through 77%.
Help us remind others to not be ugly with alcohol and keep alive with .05. This message was brought to you by the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development. For more information on how you can get involved, email admin@mycap.org.
You will love your Avis Ford, because at Avis Ford, we make it easy to get you your no money down monthly payment right over the phone. We call it Shop by Phone, and it's the best way we know to get you your payment options fast. You want leather and a sunroof? How about an upgrade to all-wheel drive? Just give us a call. Shop online, shop by phone, or visit us at Telegraph at 12 Mile. Call 1-800-SHOP-FORD.
Hey, I know you've seen them. Those sleek vapes that everyone says is better than smoking. Here's the truth. They're not. Did you know that in Michigan, 14% of high school students use e-cigarettes? That's a lot of people risking their life for a quick buzz.
Nicotine doesn't just harm your body, it affects your mind too. It can make depression and anxiety worse, and even change how your brain handles stress. You deserve better than to let a tiny device control your mood and your future.
You know, I thought vaping was no big deal until its starting affected my mood and focus.
Yeah, and did you know that kids who vape are more likely to smoke cigarettes?
But there's good news. You don't have to do this alone. Whether it's through friends, family, or a support group, there's always a way out.
Your health, your future, you're worth so much more than what vaping has to offer.
Detroit's got your back. Visit CUYFDcoalition.org for tools and support to help.
The non-medical use of prescription drugs, including opioids, is a growing concern in our communities, affecting all ages, including our youth. If the medication wasn't prescribed to you or has expired, don't take it. If your name isn't on the bottle, it's not meant for you to swallow. Addiction is real, and lives are being ruined. Or worse yet, lost.
Visit PreventionDetroit.org/opioids to find prescription Dropbox locations.
The Center for Urban Youth and Family Development is a nonprofit organization that focuses on preventing personal problems we believe are facilitated by being raised in a foster care environment, or remediating potential problems through education and information to the community. Our programs focus on 3 key areas: youth aging out of foster care, community action, and healthcare. Our programs are focused on young adults in the foster care system who are about to age out, those that have just aged out, and the community at large. The Center for Urban Youth and Family Development hosts a variety of services focusing on the needs of foster care youth throughout the community. We also work with numerous community coalitions in our efforts to provide the best services for our clients and to help build stronger communities. We believe that a healthy mind and body are cornerstones to a healthy and prosperous community. The Center also engages our community in mental health and wellness advocacy, as well as suicide prevention. Fostered youth emerge from the foster care system vulnerable to substance abuse, with little opportunity to obtain higher education or develop life skills. The Center for Urban Youth and Family Development empowers youth that are in and transitioning out of the foster care system to overcome the struggles and challenges by providing them substance abuse prevention, life skills training, and workforce development programs. Drawing from the life experiences of our founder, Mr. Marcel Arbuckle, we open the door to positive and productive life through education, health, and life skills development. For more information, you can visit our website at cuyfddetroit.org or check out our social media at cuyfddetroit.
Happy Juneteenth. There's so much going on around the city of Detroit over the next month to help us develop ourselves and help us equip us with the tools that we need. One of the activities will be taking place this coming Monday at the Grosse Pointe Memorial Church, the Grosse Pointe Memorial Church in Grosse Pointe, Monday, June the 23rd at 9 o'clock a.m. 9 o'clock in the morning. And this is a equipping faith-based collaborative leaders for suicide and for suicide prevention and post-suicide care. And this is going to take place this coming Monday, June the 23rd, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. At the War Memorial 32 Lakeshore Drive in Grosse Pointe Farms, Michigan. And this is such a important activity. It's going to equip our faith leaders with all of the tools that they need to address this issue. The Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network Faith Leaders Collaborative, in conjunction with Kevin Song and the Family Center of Grosse Pointe, have joined forces to offer a vital training session designed to equip leaders of faith communities with the tools to prevent, intervene, and respond to suicide. Suicide remains a deeply stigmatized topic and experience, making it challenging to navigate conversations and offer support when thoughts of suicide arise. This collaborative training aims to deepen understanding, build confidence, and provide practical skills, insights, and resources tailored specifically for faith communities. So this is through this partnership, we are committed to fostering compassionate leadership and ensuring faith leaders and faith communities are prepared to offer meaningful support and intervention. And this is a training that's being provided by Living Works Safe Talk. It's called Living Works Safe Talk Training, and faith leaders will learn to recognize and engage persons who might be having thoughts of suicide and connect them with community resources and trained suicide intervention. This is a 4-hour program that equips people with more to be more alert, and someone thinking to be more alert to someone thinking of suicide, and to further connect them with further help using a simple but yet effective model, which is called Living Works Safe Talk. And so we look forward to you participating. Once again, it is Monday, June the 23rd at the Grosse Pointe Memorial Church, 16 Lakeshore Road in Grosse Pointe Farms, and it will start at 9 o'clock a.m. So that is a really, really important opportunity, and we ask you to consider taking advantage of it this coming Monday. And then we have some more things being offered by the Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network that's open to all community members within Wayne County. This year they will be conducting their 11th annual Wellness Beyond the Walls, which is an interfaith-based conference. It will take place on Thursday, July the 10th at 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock, 9 o'clock a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m., and it's going to take place at Madonna University, which is 36,000 Schoolcraft Road in Livonia, Michigan. It is a beautiful facility, and if you want more information about it, you can contact Ms. Cara Thomas at ktomis@dwihn.org, and she can get you registered for the conference. She can help you be able to participate if you would like to be a vendor to share information and resources. So that is going to be a wonderful, wonderful event, and we ask you to take advantage of it and participate in this event. Once again, that is the 11th annual Faith-Based Wellness Beyond the Walls Conference, which is going to take place July the 10th from 9 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. at Madonna University, 36,000 Schoolcraft Road in Livonia, Michigan. So that is a great opportunity. And then we will be also having our SUD Beyond the Bottle event that is an evolving science of alcohol use disorder. And this event will be taking place on Thursday, next Thursday, June the 26th, from 8 o'clock a.m. until 1 o'clock p.m. And there will be breakfast and continuing education units available. And you need to register for that event. That is being offered by the National Council on Alcohol and Drug Dependency of Greater Detroit. And if you would like to register, you can contact Ms. Keisha Wallace. And in order to contact Ms. Wallace, you would go kwallace@ncadd-detroit.org, or you can contact Ms. Terry Phillips, and her email address is tphillips@ncADD-detroit.org. And that is Beyond the Bottle, the Evolving Science of Alcohol Use Disorder. Once again, that's this coming next Thursday from 8 o'clock a.m. until 1 o'clock p.m. And it's going to take place at Fellowship Chapel Banquet Conference Center in the John Huff Memorial Hall, which is located at 7707 West Outer Drive in Detroit. Once again, that's 7707 West Outer Drive, Detroit, Fellowship Chapel, Thursday the 26th, 8 o'clock a.m. to 1 p.m., Beyond the Bottle, which is the evolving science of substance misuse disorder. Also, this coming Saturday at Marygrove College, the American Cancer Society will be conducting its Relay for Life event, and the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development is functioning as a major sponsor again this year. We are sponsoring the Big Purple Chair, so come on out. That'll be this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Marygrove College. That is right at the corner of 6 Mile and Puritan. At the corner of 6 Mile and Wyoming. And we look forward to you to be out there and participate with us for the American Cancer Society Relay for Life at Marygrove College. And later today, the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development and its Coalition for Urban Youth and Family Development will be having our monthly coalition meeting. The monthly coalition meeting is going to be a virtual meeting, so it'll be on Zoom, and you can call into that meeting. Just click into your Zoom account on your mobile app, and then use the meeting ID 790-495-5710. Once again, that's 790-495-5710, and the password is CUYFD. So you can call in and be a part of the Coalition for Urban Youth and Family Development's monthly meeting. We are very excited and active all across our 3 zip code catchment area, which is 48238, 48235, and 48204. And our coalition mission is, the mission of the Coalition for Urban Youth and Family Development is to improve outcomes for Westside youth and their families by establishing and strengthening community collaboratives that promote positive youth development and community revitalization through the prevention of youth substance abuse and other problem behavior. The Coalition for Urban Youth and Family Development's mission reflects the work being accomplished by way of meaningful partnerships with established resources throughout the Westside community. We're driving to create a drug-free community on Detroit's West Side. So once again, we ask you to come on out and be a part of the things that we do. one of the exciting activities that we were involved in over the last 2 months was the retail alcohol data survey that took place, and we had our staff and our interns and even myself go in and survey 50 different retail alcohol outlets across the 48238, 48235, and 48204 zip code areas. And you know, one of the most compelling and sobering and shocking discoveries that we made during our survey, during going to 50 different locations that provide alcohol for retail, we discovered that you can purchase a 12-ounce can of malt liquor at a lesser price than you can purchase 12 ounces of water. That's right. You can buy a 12-ounce can of malt liquor for 59 cents, and a 12-ounce bottle of water is 79 cents. Think about that. What message are we sending to our community? What message are we sending to our youth when they can purchase alcohol cheaper than they can purchase water? And I leave that with you as we celebrate Juneteenth, as we acknowledge our ancestors who fought for our freedom, who fought for the opportunities that we enjoy today, who could not even imagine seeing us on television. And as we go into this wonderful, wonderful celebration, let us remember the words of Nelson Mandela said to himself each day during his 27 years of captivity: "Out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods there be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not once nor cried aloud, and under the bludgeoning of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid, for it matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the captain of my fate and the master of my soul." Even after 250 plus years of slavery, still we rise. When you're up against the trouble, meet it squarely face to face. Plant your feet, set your shoulders, lift your chin, and take a brace. And when the worst is bound to happen, in spite of all that you can do, you may fail, but you may conquer. See it through. Black may bathe the clouds about you, and your future may seem grim, but don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. And when the worst is bound to happen, in spite of all that you can do, remember, running from it will not save you. See it through. Even hope may seem but futile when with troubles you're beset. But remember, you're simply facing what other men have met. So if you fail, fall still fighting. And don't give up whatever you do. Keep your eyes to the front, your head high to the finish, and see it through. Happy Juneteenth, and thank you for watching Urban Review.